Hey guys, this is the King of Weebs here. I want you all to go and follow me on Twitter and also join my Discord to ask me questions for my Q&A video on the 11th. And I hope you will all enjoy this new part to this What If. And let's get right into it. Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weebs here, and this is What If Naruto Was Insane Part 3. Since yesterday I didn't make 2 videos, I only made 1. Today I'm fixing that and making 4 videos, and I will be uploading them in different times of the day. So anyways, this is What If Naruto Was Insane Part 3. Last time we left off with Zabuza and Haku and Naruto escaping the first Hokage, Might Guy, Kakashi, and also Jiraiya. So Naruto is thanking Zabuza and Haku for helping him out there, and they're like, don't worry Naruto, you're one of us now. And Naruto is not as insane anymore, but he still wants to destroy the village because he hates it, and he doesn't want to become Hokage here because he was going insane around the age of 6 or 7, and the only person who really cared about him before this was only Hinata. And yes, this is another Naruhina ship because you guys have been asking way too much, so I couldn't be asked making new ships and making you guys angry. So anyways, so Naruto is Naruto, Zabuza and Haku arrive into a different village and a town, and they're taking a rest, but they know that they're not too far from where the fight happens, so the third Hokage and his men will come and search in this town as well. So they just get, like, let's say 10 minutes break. They buy some stuff and they pack up and they start heading out. And as soon as they head out, they see that the third Hokage has arrived with his 3 other men, and they realize that they did something good, because if they tried to fight there, they would definitely lose, because they don't know if they did see a few other ninjas who would help the Hokage, because they wouldn't want a reward or something. So they just ran off, and Kakashi did notice some 3 people leaving, but he did tell the third Hokage, but the third Hokage says, we don't have time for that, we don't know if they're them or not, so I'll only send you and Might Guy to go and chase them down in case they are. So Kakashi and Might Guy are chasing Naruto and Zabuza and Haku realizes that it's them. So he says, wait, let me try this new move I made, and he makes a massive ice mirror, and basically the third Hokage and Jiraiya realize that that's them, and basically there's just needles and after needles after needles after needles coming, and they realize that if they dodge them, either the town is going to get hit by the needles and people are going to get injured and maybe even die, and if they just try to stop them, they might get hit. So what happens next is basically Jiraiya decides to make a mud wall, a massive mud wall, and says a earth wall, and says earth style great earth wall, and the earth wall was basically getting stabbed, and then then Kakashi, sorry guys, I read the script wrong, and then Kakashi is like, earth style mud wall, a great mud wall, and a mud wall reinforces a bigger wall, a stronger and more durable, since an earth wall is pretty strong, but it can get destroyed if enough strength is put into it, while a mud wall is a bit rubbery and it can bounce things back. So the needles get bounced back, and Kakashi and Kakashi, no, not Guy, Kakashi, the third Hokage, and Jiraiya all do. Well, Jiraiya says, first he says, told oil jutsu, and he lets out a ton of oil, and then they all do a fireball jutsu, and the oil basically starts burning up, and a massive fireball bigger than the ice mirror hits it, and the ice mirror is melted. But that took quite a while, and that was enough time for Zabuza, Haku, and Naruto to escape through the border of the mist, and they are now in the Sunogakure, so land of wind, so where the hidden sand village, the sand villages, and they're like, maybe we should start going there. And while they're going, they do see a bunch of sand shinobi walking on the other to the opposite side, well, coming back from the opposite side of them, and they go and ask, so may you guys show us the way, we're kind of lost, we don't know this place, and this is the land of winds. And this is basically Orochimaru talking, because the fourth Kazekage has been annihilated, and they're like, oh, thank you. So they show them a town near the sand village, and Orochimaru invites them to go to the sand village, because he knows that Naruto is the Nine Tails, and if he goes to the leaf village as the Naruto, he won't have too much trouble taking Sasuke's body or something, and he wants to do that. But then Haku's like, we'll go to that town, and Zabuza is kind of confused, because Haku wouldn't really do that, since going to the sand village is much better than going to a town, and they might get even protected there. And then while they're walking towards the town, Zabuza asks, why did you do that? We had an opportunity to go to the sand village and have some protection. And then Haku's like, I had a bad feeling about that man. He's not like a normal Kage. Usually Kages are more suspicious of strangers, while he seemed to be familiar with one of us, and I believe it was Naruto, since he gave me the awful feeling of someone that I have met in the past while I was trying to do a mission. I saw a snake man, walking with another boy with glasses. I don't know what to do, so I just ran away, because I can feel the strength and the bloodlust coming from that man, and that man had the same. When we were talking to that man, I had the same feeling. And then Haku says, if I can recall, that man that I saw 2 years ago was Orochimaru, and Zabuza's like, don't tell me Orochimaru has killed the fourth Kazekage, and he's faking that he's the Kazekage now. And Haku's like, probably if we sell this information to a village or a land or a nation, we could get a lot of money, and even ask for protection. I think we should sell this information. So they head out to a different nation. So Naruto asks, where are we going? And Haku's like, maybe we should go to the land of lightning, since the Raikage really hates Konoha, and if we give him information about Orochimaru, he will actually be on our side. And then Zabuza's like, yeah, that you're right, that this is actually really smart. So they head out to the land of lightning, and it's been like, let's say, 3 weeks, and the Chunin exams won't start until Naruto's back. And basically, in these weeks, Hinata has asked Sakura where Naruto is, and Sakura did have to tell her, because she knows that Hinata has a crush on him, and she's like, well, you see, Naruto has left the village because he didn't like it, and he was kind of crazy. And then Hinata protects Naruto's name and says, he wasn't crazy. I remember when I was a little child, I was getting bullied for being a Hyuga, and Naruto jumped in to protect me, and he got hit by other bullies. And Sakura's like, Naruto did that? And then Hinata's like, yeah, he was my hero. And basically, while this is all happening, Naruto and Zabuza and Haku have arrived to the Cloud Village. So they do ask for for a meeting with the Raikage, and the people who do this stuff, they're like, why should we allow you to meet the Raikage? And they're like, we have information on the Leaf Village's Rogue Ninja Orochimaru and what he has been up to these past few days, for the past few weeks. Maybe if you let us in the talk to the Raikage, we could sell you this information. And they're like, maybe the Raikage will be happy about this. This is an opportunity that this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. There were two of them and they're talking to each other. They're like, all right, but you will only have 30 minutes, no less, no, no, not anymore. And Haku's like, that's fine with us. And let's say the next day they go and meet the Raikage, and the Raikage says, I heard that you guys have information about one of the legendary Sanin Orochimaru and what he's been up to. And Haku and Zabuza, they're like, yes. And then Naruto's looking down because he might be insane, but he doesn't. Well, inside he isn't. He only acts insane because he doesn't want to show his weaknesses to the village. And Haku and Zabuza know that he's not insane. He was just acting all this time, but they know that maybe when he is in the when he is fueled by adrenaline, he doesn't care about people's lives. But when he's not, he actually is the normal Naruto that we all know, but they don't know about that. So Naruto is acting shy and he's looking down because he doesn't know how to talk to a Kage, because he hasn't really talked to the first Kage much in the past few years, and he used to call him old man. But this, because the first Kage gave him a sense of safeness, and the first Kage was kind, while once he saw the Raikage, he can see that the Raikage isn't someone to be joking around with, and he doesn't want to piss him off. And so Naruto, well, the Raikage is like, and who's this kid? And basically, Naruto didn't have his headband. He threw it away. In fact, he literally left it in the town that, well, near on top of the of a tree with a kunai. Remember where the first Hokage was and his men were trying to destroy the ice mirror or melt it? Yeah, once they were trying to follow Naruto and the others, they see that there was a kunai and a headband was underneath it. So the kunai was stabbing the headband's cloth and clothes. Well, you know, the little clothing, and they're like, this is Naruto's. And they realize that Naruto has fully left the village and he doesn't care. He doesn't even have the headband. And literally, and once they look at the headband properly, they see that there was a line through the uh, the Leafs logo, and they realize that Naruto must really have had it rough. Well, Jiraiya's like, what has the village done to Naruto for him to become like this? And then Kakashi's like, a lot has happened, but first let's find Naruto. And Jiraiya's already told about this, and Jiraiya's pissed off at every single one of the villagers, and he doesn't really care about protecting anymore, but he has to, because like his ninja side in a way does literally gets in the way of him right now, because his ninja way is to protect all the people that are precious to him, and the village is precious to him. So if he wants to protect the village, he has to protect the villagers as well. And Naruto says, my name is Naruto Uzumaki, and I and then the Raikage stops him there and says, and Uzumaki, I thought all Uzumaki had red hair, didn't they? And then his secretary is like, yes, but I guess he's a hybrid of some sorts. Maybe his father or mother, maybe his father was from a different clan and he was blonde and maybe had blue eyes. And that's when it hit the Raikage is like, blonde hair, blue eyes, and this kid really looks like him. He's like, hey kid, do you know who your parents are? And Naruto's like, no, not really. They died when I was born 12 years ago. And That's when the Raikage added one and one, and he's like, wait, you were born 12 years ago. The fourth Hokage has died 12 years ago. You are an Uzumaki. From what I heard, the fourth Hokage, not the third, the fourth Hokage died 4 years ago, 12 years ago. And what I heard that the fourth Hokage was married to an Uzumaki. I never knew they had a child. Why didn't you take your father's name? And Naruto's like, my father's name? The fourth Hokage? And Zabuza and Haku are completely surprised that Naruto is actually the fourth Hokage's son, and they ask him, "Are you being serious about this?" And then Naruto's like, "Hey, we'll give you the information for free if you let us stay in this village." Because Naruto did see Killer Bee and Yugito walking around, and he could feel that they had some kind of the same chakra as the Nine Tails, and he realized that they might be Jinchuriki as well, but they were respected in the village. People used to say hello. There used to be once he even saw Killer Bee getting, let's say, a gift from a girl that admired him, and Killer Bee's like, "Oh, thank you, you fool," and she's like, "Oh, no problem," and she ran off all blushed, and she's like, "Jinchurikis are respected in this village, but in my village I'm hated." And he says, he tells them the truth about him, and that the village has treated him this way, and he doesn't like them, and that Naruto used to be a leaf shinobi, but then he ran away as soon as he saw the opening to run away. And Zabuza is like, I did know Killer Bee and another Jinchuriki were in this village, and I did see him getting respected, so I get why Naruto thinks that you guys will treat him better. And the Raikage is really sad about Naruto's past, and he realizes this must have been Minato's son, and he says, "So you must be the Nine Tails of Jinchuriki." And he doesn't want to use Naruto as a weapon because he respects the fourth Hokage, but he still doesn't have the respect for Naruto. And he says, "First, give me this information, and then I will see if I should give you guys the chance to join the Cloud and get our allegiance." And they give the information, and the Raikage is really happy to hear about this because he would never have known about this until they came, and he's like, "This is really good information," and says, "Maybe I'll give you your protection, but only at one cost. First, let me spar with Naruto Uzumaki." And they're like, "But Raikage, you're way stronger than all of us here. How is Naruto going to even put up a fight?" And Naruto is really excited by this because he gets to try out his new skills that he learned. And Naruto does try out a bit of his ice release that he learned from Haku, and he did stop the Raikage at some point, but then the Raikage is like, "Is that all you can do, kid?" And Naruto's like, "No." And basically he did a water clone, and basically the Raikage punches through the water clone and then realizes it was full of paper bombs, and they all explode on him, but he is protected by that little lightning cloak that he has. And not little, it's actually pretty big. And Naruto is that, well, I guess I can't really do anything else since you literally destroyed my strongest move. And the Raikage is like, it was actually a really smart move. Even I didn't notice that you put all those paper bombs in it. If it were anyone else, they would get seriously injured. And Naruto's really happy to hear about this, and the Raikage is like, "How did you put all the paper bombs so quickly?" And Naruto says, "Oh, you see, while I was fighting, I basically prepared all the paper bombs, and as soon as I did my water clone, I decided to put them inside the water, and well, I dropped them to the water, so the water that became my clone will have them in. Like, as you can see on the pond, on the little pond there are still a few." And the Raikage sees a ton, a ton of paper bombs, and he says, "Wow, if all of them were in that clone, maybe even my weakest form of my lightning cloak might have got penetrated." And he says, "Hey kid, do you just know how to do the water clone and some ice release jutsus? I mean, I'm impressed by them." And Naruto's like, "No, I know how to do the the lightning clone and the shadow clone. I usually use shadow clones more than any other clones, but because I like them better. And he's like, show me how you do your shadow clones and do as many as you can. And Naruto is full of adrenaline right now because he was really excited by this fight, and he makes around 1,000. Let's just say he just is able to with his chakra. And basically, the third Raikage, the fourth Raikage sees how many shadow clones Naruto just made, and he's just a 12-year-old. When Jonin struggled to just make, let's say, a bunch, maybe a 10 of them, and he's able to make 1,000 just off of the bat. And he can see that this was all fueled by adrenaline, but still Naruto has used a lot of chakra in the fight, and still look at him. Is that you guys have gained my respect. I will take you on as Cloud Shinobis, and Naruto will be respected in this village as being the Nine Tails' Jinchuriki. And the third Raikage is like, so, I mean, the fourth Raikage, I want to say third. And he's like, so, Naruto, tell me this. Have you been able to talk to your tail beast, or maybe use its chakra with consciousness? And Naruto says, well, I have been able to use the chakra of the Nine Tails when I'm angry, but I've never talked to it, or I've never even tapped into its real strength. And the third Raikage is like, I mean, the fourth Raikage, I always say third for some reason, because I'm used to say the third Hokage. So, the Raikage is like, maybe I should make Killer Bee and Yugito train you. I mean, you guys are all Jinchuriki, and Killer Bee is the Jinchuriki of the 8 tails, while Yugito is the Jinchuriki of the 2 tails. They have mastered the power of their Jinchuriki, and they're able to use it at will. And I mean, not their tail beast, and they're able to use it at will. And Naruto's like, well, really? I can really learn that? And they're like, yes, but we just need a key to that seal, because I'm pretty sure the fourth Kage had a key for it. And basically, the Cloud does send a message to the Leaf, because the Leaf village is vulnerable right now, since they don't have anyone pretty strong. The only people that they have that could actually put up a fight is Might Guy, Kakashi, the third Hokage, and Jiraiya. And the Leaf would win if Might Guy would just go Night Guy mode and annihilate the Cloud. But if they do try to start war, they will definitely lose, because the third Hokage is in his old age, and at this moment in time, the Killer Bee is just as strong as Orochimaru, so he can just annihilate the third Hokage as well. And plus, they have three tail beasts now, and the fourth Raikage is actually stronger than Kakashi at this point in the storyline. And plus, Jiraiya is a bit stronger than Killer Bee, but if Killer Bee really goes all out with blood and he's bloodlusted, and plus Yugito as well, and the Raikage and some other Jonin from the Cloud, they will be able to annihilate all of them, and then anyone else who tries to attack him will be pretty much easy to beat. And the Cloud does send a letter to the Leaf explaining that how Naruto's feeling, and that Naruto wants to join them, and that he will be respected in this village as a Jinchuriki, and he will be trained just to master the power of maneuver the power of the Nine Tails. And the Hokage writes back saying, as long as Naruto is kept safe and respected, it's fine by me and Jiraiya. And as he tells him that Jiraiya has the key to the seal, and that also Jiraiya will be going to the Cloud and to help Naruto out train, and he will be there for a while. And the tuning exams will be held, let's say, in 6 months, and Orochimaru has to wait as the Kazekage for 6 months, so he still does it because he believes that the wait is worth it. And Naruto is being trained by Killer Bee, Yugito, the Raikage sometimes as well, since Naruto does have the lightning release. And also, I'll say that he's able to use the one tails without any problems now, but if he goes two tails, he will lose control. And I'll say that the nine tails did talk to the two tails and the eight tails, and they asked the nine tails, how has Naruto's life been? And the nine tails like, oh, you guys, if you guys weren't tail beasts, I would have killed you. And they're like, well, even if you did try to kill us, you wouldn't have been able to, since we will just regenerate in a few years. And they're like, do you really want me to kill this kid? And they're like, don't you dare. And they're like, what are you gonna, and Kuruma's like, what are you gonna do? You're all weak against me. And they say, we'll just seal your way forever if you want. And the Ninetales is like, how disrespectful, especially to the strongest tail beast. And they're like, whatever, just tell us. And Kurama goes into full storytelling mode, and he told them about Naruto's life, how sad it's been, and that Naruto has never felt love in his life, and this is the first time he's ever been feeling this happy. And this is where I'm going to end off this part 3. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, subscribe to my friend Miniman and Retreat. And also, please stay safe and peace.